like videos of like Greenland.
There we go, guys. That was the intro to Superman. Did you get it?
Like Norwegian kid, just like.
Yeah, there we go. I see that. First off, to start, I love the movie. I thought it was very good. I know that James Gunn has a reputation around him that, I mean, he did Guardians and he did the new Suicide Squad, where he kind of like, Guardians are like great. I love the Guardians trilogy, but it was very like funny at times, and there was like a lot of jokes that were thrown in there. And I think some people are kind of turned off on that, especially in like terms of like Superman, where at its core, Superman is a corny character, but he's not a comic character. Like, same thing with Batman, who's a very serious character. He's not meant to, like, you don't need a comic relief character in Batman, just as I don't think you need it in Superman. But I don't think that that was an issue, and I think that James Gunn did this really good. And you can tell that he is a comic book fan at his heart, and I'm going to say his name wrong, but David Cornsweet, whatever how you say his name.
Cornswoggle. He's British, right?
David Cornswoggle. He's a comic book fan as well, and you can tell he really cared and was very passionate about this role. And I think that really stands out. So that's like my first thing, is that it looks great. It looks like a comic book film compared to Man of Steel, which I actually do like Man of Steel, and Henry Cavill's amazing as Superman. That was a very... What'd you say?
I said he's the best. I'm sorry. He just is.
He is. He's great. He looks like Superman. That was such a serious movie, and like it was good, but it was so serious. Like, that's not Superman to me. This is Superman to me. Like, this is like what I wanted in a Superman movie. So that's like where I'll start by saying that. And I'm curious, like, if you agree with that or disagree with that. But I will start by saying that I think this was a Superman movie to a T.
So I was not. I didn't like grow up on the comic book, like the Marvel and DC people. I mean, like, I kind of grew up on Marvel because I jumped on like the Avengers like train. But as far as like DC goes, I like did not see a ton of DC movies. I think I've only seen parts of Man of Steel, and like I saw Batman versus Superman in the theaters. So this was like the first like major Superman movie I saw, and like I like the movie a lot. There were moments that like I legitimately was like laughing at, you know, it wasn't like cringy or anything.
Yeah.
I felt like there was like a ton going on, but it was like paced just right. Like, I feel like, and I don't know if this is James Gunn or not, but I feel like the Guardians movies are just like a series of events, like boom, 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 you know, just one after the other. Like, you're constantly changing locations and stuff. That's how this Superman movie felt for me. Like, it was like, okay, now we're in the, you know, now we're in this place, and now we're here, and now we're here, and it's like, I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah, I get it. It had a good flow, yeah.
Well,
and it's actually funny.
Like, yeah, it wasn't a mess, you know? Like, everything felt very cohesive.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And it's actually funny you say that, because I was looking for, and I'm not no glaze here, but I was looking for like something bad to say about this movie. Like, I was looking for something to say bad about this movie. Like, even after I left like the movie theater, like I was trying like to talk to my friends who I went to see it with, and I'm like, all right, well, let's see if we can find like what was bad about this movie. I saw a TikTok today where these are like these geeks on TikTok, no offense, who, you know, like critique every movie and always got something to say. And they said the worst thing about this movie was that there were too many good scenes in the movie, and they were being serious as if that's like a bad thing about it. Which is crazy to me.
That's crazy. That's
there were too many.
Wouldn't a 10 out of 10 movie be like all good scenes, like all good shots? They said that there were too many good scenes, so none of the good scenes like really stood out because there were too many good scenes. Like, that's crazy to me. Okay,
but like,
stupid, yeah.
I think the movie had a great pace. I think the biggest thing for me was the color looked insane. All of the clips, or all of the scenes that were in the snow and like the Fortress of Solitude.
Oh yeah.
When Superman's like red and blue and yellow costume, and Krypto's like red and blue, like it looked insane against that. Like, it looked amazing. And I saw it in IMAX too, which like obviously made that 10 times better.
I also saw it.
And that's like my glaze I have for Superman. But what I will say is Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was easily the standout for me. He is a hater to his core, and I know if Jacob's still on this podcast, he's a big Nicholas Hoult hater, but I think Nicholas Hoult stood out here. Great. I think he's just great in that role, especially compared to Jesse Eisenberg in like the last DCEU. who I didn't really particularly like because it just looked like a guy in like a what's it called,
Like a bald
cap on,
Yeah.
like just being forced to play Lex Luthor.
Dude, he's
He
too
was Lex Luthor in the last one. Oh,
he's too nerdy,
that's
dude.
such a
Like
bad cast.
he's like
I didn't even. Oh,
Yeah, like this Lex Luthor seemed like an actual like serious villain who I really liked, and he was a great hater. He was written excellently. Another actor who really cared about the role, and you can see he like really cared about making this character look right. Like it wasn't just like a paycheck for him. Same thing with Lois Lane. Rachel Brosnahan was really good as Lois Lane. It's just I'm very excited and optimistic about what James Gunn has going on because like as I started this off with, you can tell he's a comic book fan, like 100%. He loves comic books. He reads everything like front to back, like multiple times. Like he knows what he's doing. And a big thing for me, not to get too far ahead in this here, is that they seem like they're trying to stand out from the MCU in the fact that MCU is so built on cameos and like setting up the next movie. But James Gunn even said himself, like he wants to live in the now and make sure that he's making a great Superman movie before he even worries about making a good Batman movie, before he worries about making a good Justice League movie. He needs to make a good Superman movie first. And I think that's where Marvel struggles is like the past couple of movies. It wasn't about making a good, I can't even think like Thunderbolts was good, but before that, it was so built on like the multiverse saga, you can't even get like a good solo movie in there because they were so focused on whatever was next. So,
yeah, that's definitely like an issue. Is the looking too far ahead or like getting over ambitious, and that's something that like I mean I've run into before where it's like I have all these ideas and it like it's just you just gotta cut some things out. Like if you have an overwhelming amount of good ideas, then like save some for later, save some for a movie that you can make 15 years from now or something. Like I don't know, it's like eating all of your Halloween candy in one night.
yeah, no, and I agree, and I think that was starting to become the downfall of the MCU is that it was built on the foundation of teasing the next movie. So it became like when the post-credit scenes weren't good and teasing something, fans were like hungry for more.
Yeah.
And that kind of took away from like the movie itself, where it's like, oh, well, this didn't progress us in the multiverse saga at all.
Yeah.
I think
they also made a lot of. I was gonna say they also made a lot of promises that they just completely did not.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree with that. I believe it was Black Panther maybe or like. Maybe no, Shang-Chi. I'll go with that. Shang-Chi was a great standalone movie, and everyone was like, oh, well, how does this progress the, whatever saga they were in? And like, it has been mentioned since, but like, they can't just like appreciate it as a solo movie. And that's like where I think James Gunn is trying to focus on is making sure that first and foremost, Superman is a good solo movie. Like that's like what it needs to be.
Yeah. Cause you can't just, I don't know. Here's the thing. The focus should be on making good movies. Like if that's not your number one focus is to make a good movie, like
yeah
I don't know, because people like they go in there with a purpose. They want to redefine Superman, or they want to redefine a genre, or they want to I don't know, do something. And it's like, how about you just I don't know, just simplify it. Like don't overthink it.
No, exactly, I agree. And that's why I just like
this one did.
I trust this, and honestly, I mean, we've been talking about all the good things so far, but I'm curious if you have any, like, what's your ugly from this movie, if you have any? Like, what do you think was bad? Like, well, I'm curious. First of all, what would you give this on Letterboxd if you didn't rank it already? Because I gave it a 4, I believe. So I'm curious on that, and then I'm curious what you think the bad in this movie was.
So I'd give it a 3.75 if I could, but I'll give it a 3.5. Because it is this really solid movie. It's actually funny. It's not cringe at all. I mean, the thing is, the ugly of it, or like the bad, I guess, is that it is supposed to be like corny and cheesy, but I feel like it just at times it overdoes it just a little bit. Like I don't know.
I thought when he saved the squirrel was funny because that's like exactly like a testament of who Superman is to save like literally everything.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about like here we go. So like the James Gunn isms kind of bothered me, where it was like it's 3 people beating up a villain, and it's like one person comes in, and then the other person comes in, and then oh, what's that attack? Oh, I know, that's from the last guy. It's like one of those things that like I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but like.
Yeah, no, I understand it.
Predict how the rhythm of the fighting with the groups, and that's like I don't think that that's necessarily like a James Gunn thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm just
No, I get that.
But definitely with like the groups, I don't know. There were just a little bit of cliches here and there, but also like it is kind of supposed to be a return to form. So like, they made the decision to intentionally put those in there, which they did.
I think at this point, a superhero movie is supposed to be like cliche.
Yeah.
Like I think like that's like, and that's why I'm glad that they went back to that. Like, I don't want directors and filmmakers to like stray away from the fact that they're making a superhero movie. Like if you're making a superhero movie, it doesn't need to be like a gritty like action like drama. Like it needs to be like a superhero movie. Like you need to embrace the fact that you're making a Superman movie, and I think that's like what they did. For me, my negative, and it's not even like, this is like me reaching. I think I wasn't a big fan of like the like when they were in that like pocket universe, and they had like the. What's it like the proton river, and if they went in there they got like evaporated and shit like that, because that just seems like such like a
stuff, dude.
I don't know, to me that was like you could have done something so much better, but like
well it could,
I don't, well, that's just like me reaching, like
it was like, oh my god, like black hole, I don't know.
Yeah, and like I guess part of it is like that doesn't even seem like a formidable threat to Superman, because it's like obviously he's gonna get out of that, and I know that's like every movie, right? Like obviously like the hero's not gonna die in like most of these movies, but it's like for that one it was like there's a black hole, like obviously Superman's just gonna fly out of it. Like that was just such like a stupid like plot for me, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that like that again, that's me reaching for something bad, because I really did like this movie. Like I haven't wanted to see a movie in theaters for a second time in a while since the Barbie movie 2 years to the day.
Since the what movie?
The Barbie movie. That was the last movie I've seen twice in theaters, and like the movie I've wanted to see twice in theaters. So this is the first movie in a while where I felt this way.
The super blow I thought was funny.
For when they got out of the thing, right?
Yeah, well, just he uses that like at random times, and it's like the goofiest thing, but like it is.
Out of, but like it makes so much sense for his character, because like I know he did that shit in the comics too. Like I don't even read the comics like that, but like
you can
that just makes so much sense.
The comic book face of him with the big wind coming out,
Yeah, exactly. And I will say I did.
Oh, Milo or
I did.
Luca.
Luca went crazy on the cam. I did get chills when he did the laser spin like in the sky, and then the score was playing over it. I'm like, this is just fucking like that's peak. Like that was so good. I'm a big fan. I mean, like I said, I haven't wanted to go see a movie back in theaters in a long time. The Suicide Squad movie that James Gunn did is my favorite superhero movie, and Guardians 3 is up there for also another one of my favorite movies. I trust James Gunn. I mean, we saw that together. Like, I trust him to do superhero movies. And I'm very excited for what else he has. I just really hope that it doesn't fall into the MCU formula where we're cranking out 10 different projects a year, and each project is focused on building the next one. Like, dude, we get that, like, Superman is going to build to the Justice League, right? Like, we understand that. We don't need at the end of the Superman movie to just see it, like, a bat fly into the camera. Like, oh, shit, it's Batman.
Wait, was that the post-credit scene?
What, for Superman?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. The post-credit scene was just like a joke. Like Mr. Terrific, who we didn't mention, that actor, I don't know how to say his name, but he was insane in that. Like, he was so good. Badass actor in that, awesome. The post-credit scene was just like a joke. Like, it was like a funny one. There was one with Crypto and one with Mr. Terrific. But like a Marvel thing would be like, oh, the movie just ended. Look, there's a spider. Oh my God, the Spider-Man is coming. Like, who gives a shit? Like, you know what we're building to. Like, obviously, this is building to the Justice League eventually. You don't need to see just like Superman end and like a lightning bolt happens and then like, oh, the Flash just ran across the screen. Flash is coming out in 2025.
But is it even leading to the Justice League? Because like we don't know.
But like I don't care to know, if I'm being honest. Like not to argue with you, but like I don't care to know. Like I just want to see a good Superman movie. I want to see good DC movies. I don't give a shit to know right now. Like I don't care.
That's what I'm saying is like it's honestly better, because then we're not expecting anything. Like it's one thing to like subvert people's expectations and try to do something new and wacky, but like if you don't have like strong expectations set, like I don't know, you're not coming into there like making it a big press story, like, oh, this is the revival of this series and it's going to be so amazing, and then people are like rolling their eyes. You just go
exactly.
In there,
I agree.
Make a good movie, and if it's good, then people will watch it, and if it's not, then people won't watch it.
And that's why at the time of this being released, Fantastic Four comes out Friday, which is what, 3-4 days from now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about for that movie is I can't look at it as a Fantastic Four movie. I'm looking at it as a Marvel movie setting up for the Avengers, because they've already announced that Reed Richards is going to be the leader of the Avengers going forward.
Dang.
So obviously this is going to build towards the Avengers movie. And I don't want to talk too much about that. I'm sure we can talk about that even next week or in 2 weeks from now. We can talk about that movie. But in my mind, this isn't a Fantastic Four movie. It's going to be an Avengers movie, just building up to the Avengers. Like, that's
Well,
what
it's
it
like
is.
Captain America: Civil War, right? Where it's
Exactly, yeah.
There's like
And-
2.5 or whatever.
Yeah, and like what I'm saying is here is I'm worried about it becoming. We have a great Fantastic Four movie, and then it's going to end where it's like, oh, Doctor Doom is coming. Like, and then it's just going to focus on like. If we see a Doctor Doom tease, that's all we're going to talk about. If we don't see a Doctor Doom tease, it's going to be like, oh, well, this movie didn't set up anything for the future. So that's why I'm glad that Superman didn't worry about that and then just focus on a good movie. We didn't need any teasers for anything else. We just got a straight up good superhero movie, which is rare nowadays. And the needle drops are great too, which we didn't even talk about that. That's just me going on a tangent. But the 2 songs that they had in that were both, I thought, were great songs. And James Gunn is like the GOAT at doing that.
The one again. See, it is the James Gunn thing that's bothering me. I didn't think it was, but when Green Lantern, he was awesome. I liked him.
He was really funny.
But yeah, when he was like beating up he was like playing music and stuff, and like they were doing a big like beat up thing. That music I thought was like a little, like, it was a little out of place, but also.
Are you talking about Mr. Terrific? That scene where they're in the bubble?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Where he
that's the song that's like fun.
Yeah.
It is a little bit out of place, but like,
I mean,
that's like his bit. That's like what he does. That's like the James Gunn thing. That's like, Wes Anderson has a symmetry where every shot, like every frame is symmetrical.
Yeah,
James Gunn is good for like campy, fun music going on like a serious scene or like a fight scene. Like that's like his thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. That was just like a tiny nitpick, and like, it's honestly like the thing is, a movie I think is either good or bad. Like, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, you don't. And if
I agree.
If you think it's good, you can look past all the bad, and if you think it's bad, you can look past all the good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it's good. It was a good movie. And like, if there are like more superhero movies coming out that are like related to that, I would totally go back and rewatch it. I know the lore about this. I'm indulged here, but so up next we have Supergirl. That's coming out in, I believe, early 2026, and then the Lantern Show, which is this version of Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and Jon Stewart, who are like the main. Jon Stewart isn't that the is that a host? Is that a TV show host?
Wait, yeah.
Rod Stewart.
John, I think it is still Jon Stewart. I'm low-key like I don't even know if that's right.
Character, right? Not like the actor. Like
that's the character. Yeah, I think his name's Jon Stewart. I don't know, but either way, the Lantern Show is coming up, and then Batman: Brave and the Bold is coming up, which like that's a whole deal. And then they're doing, which is interesting, next fall they're doing a Clayface movie.
Oh,
but it's going to be a rated R horror film.
Wait, now, yeah.
Which is like James Gunn said that like. It's not meant to be all family-friendly movies that you can, you bring your kids to, whatever. Like that's how that character should be introduced. That's what he's doing. Not every movie is going to be as like nice and fun as Superman was. Like he needs to introduce his characters in the way that he feels best that like represent their comic book parts. So I don't know. I'm excited for what he's got going on. I think he'll cook. I trust him to. And I think Superman was a great start for this. Like, I think a lot of people were worried about how it would go. I didn't even touch on, like, the political aspects of it because, honestly, it went over my head, which, like, I know it's a big theme, so I'm kind of shocked it did. But
it didn't seem like it was, like, I mean, like, I could tell when there were supposed to be, like, political parallels, but, like, it used it as inspiration. It didn't, like, use it to make a statement,
Yeah.
Like, the focus is on Superman, who's just, like, he's an external guy. It didn't make it about the conflict or about the, because they had the big bald CEO of the tech company who's kind of like, like a Jeff Bezos guy. and all the war in the Middle East and stuff, all that.
And like the honestly like went so over my head when I was watching it. I think because I was just like fanboying over the movie and like of how much I was enjoying it. Like it literally did just go over my head. But like now looking back on it, it's like, oh yeah, that like makes a lot of sense. But like that's whatever. I mean, like if we're doing that in every movie, then like I would just prefer to just keep politics out of like any entertainment. Like that's just like a general standpoint. Like I just really would prefer it. But like if that's like whatever, like it's something that doesn't really like affect the movie. I'm like, oh, this movie fucking sucks. It's woke now. Like, oh, whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, it was still a good movie. Like, that didn't change anything for me.
Yeah, well,
that's what I think.
It didn't like, because some movies will like take, they'll take inspiration from real world events, and then they'll just like ram an opinion down your throat, no matter if you agree with it or not. It's like that's what the whole movie's about. And like this movie, I don't think did that at all. It literally just like, like how Iron Man took. Tony Stark was selling weapons, to the Middle East. It wasn't like this big statement about the conflict in the Middle East and the war on terror and stuff. It was just a side thing. He's part of that world. It's not the movie making a statement about it. So I don't know. I thought it was cool.
If you draw in like historical context, I think it makes the movies cool. Like you can be like political without being political. Like you're not necessarily like taking a stance on anything, but like you are like adding like obviously like the world has to have some sort of political decision like on the superheroes themselves even.
Yeah, and, well that was like in The Incredibles.
Yeah, and I mean I think there's a lot of that in a lot of the Superman comics. It's like, do we really trust this guy to be like the savior of the world, because he's like literally like the most powerful being. And like I know, like, especially in, like, Superman Red Sun, which is, like, a really good comic series, but he actually, like, crash lands in the Soviet Union rather than, like, the United States. So it's interesting, like, how the take on it is different. And I hope they kind of, like, make that, like, a real live-action movie at some point. I know they just did, like, an animated thing, like, a couple years ago, but it would be cool as live action. Probably not the best timing though.
With the Russia stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have to wait until that's over. But when they actually have the time to do it, I think it'll be really cool.
I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not gonna say that because it would be too political. Not like one-sided. Just like
I think too. Like, it would be interesting if they kind of like, I don't know, they gotta bring in like I was saying, like I think like the historical context in like superhero movies like makes it like a little more like engaging to me, because it feels a little bit more like real. Because sometimes like the superhero movies that are coming out like kind of like you lose touch with them because they're just so like ridiculous or like so like over exaggerated that it doesn't feel like it could actually like, it doesn't feel like it could happen. Like obviously there's not going to be superheroes walking around, but at least when there's like some sort of realism to it, like, you kind of feel a little more engaged.
Yeah. Well, it just makes you wonder, like, how would this happen? How would this be in the real world? And that actually brings me on to something that I was going to bring up earlier about the Superman movie. Maybe it's just me, but it really reminded me of Invincible at some points, like the way that it was set up. And I wonder if these like superhero giants are like looking at Invincible and saying like, wow, like, what is a modern superhero comic, doing, and how's it being adapted to, to like, a video? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it is cool to see, to maybe compare that and see like maybe in a couple years, like another superhero comic will take off that's like completely outside, and then, the Giants will adopt stuff from that too. So I guess we'll see in time if it truly is like Invincible, like
all hail the New York Giants.
Was that
Madagascar?
I was gonna say, yeah. Knicks lost again.
Dude, they got to make another one of those.